Niyoga, an ancient Indian tradition, evokes curiosity and controversy. Rooted in the Vedic period, it allowed a woman, under specific circumstances, to bear a child with a chosen man other than her husband. This practice, while seemingly unusual today, held a specific purpose in ancient Indian society. Understanding Niyoga requires delving into its historical context and the values it reflected. Imagine a time when family lineage held immense importance. Continuing the family line, especially having a male heir, was paramount. Niyoga emerged as a solution in situations where a man could not father children due to various reasons. These reasons could include impotence, illness, or even death. This practice, however, wasn't a free-for-all. It was bound by strict rules and conducted with the consent of all parties involved, including the husband and the wife's family. Niyoga aimed to ensure the continuation of a lineage and provide a family with an heir. In essence, Niyoga was a pragmatic response to a social need within the framework of ancient Indian beliefs. It reflects the importance placed on family, lineage, and societal continuity in those times. However, as with many ancient practices, viewing Niyoga through a modern lens raises ethical questions and invites us to contemplate its relevance in today's world. The practice of Niyoga was governed by specific rules and regulations, meticulously documented in ancient texts. It was not a casual affair, but a serious undertaking with profound social and religious implications, often involving elaborate rituals. Typically, the woman's husband, or, in his absence, her family elders, would choose the man. This decision was made after careful consideration and consultation. This man was usually a respected individual within the community, often a brother-in-law or someone of similar social standing, ensuring the choice was honorable. The primary reason for Niyoga was to ensure the continuation of a family line, a matter of great importance in ancient Indian society. In a patriarchal society that placed high value on male heirs, a childless man was seen as facing a significant disadvantage, both socially and economically. Niyoga provided a solution, allowing him to have an heir to carry on his name and inherit his property, thus preserving his legacy. Beyond the societal pressure, Niyoga also addressed the emotional needs of a couple longing for a child, offering them hope and fulfillment. It offered a way for them to experience parenthood and fulfill their social and religious obligations, which were deeply ingrained in their lives. The practice acknowledged the importance of children in a family and provided a means to overcome biological limitations, ensuring family continuity. However, it's crucial to remember that Niyoga was not a replacement for marriage or a license for promiscuity. It was a solemn duty. It was a specific solution for a specific problem, tightly bound by social norms and intended to maintain the integrity of the family unit, preserving its honor. The child born out of Niyoga was considered the legal heir of the husband and raised within the family as their own, ensuring the family's future. The epic Mahabharata, the cornerstone of Indian mythology, provides a glimpse into the practice of Niyoga, an ancient tradition that played a crucial role in the continuation of royal lineages. The epic narrates the story of King Pandu, who was cursed with the inability to father children, a predicament that threatened the future of his dynasty. To ensure the continuation of their lineage, his wife Kunti, with his consent, invokes a boon granted to her by a sage. This boon was a divine blessing that allowed her to bear children by deities, thus bypassing Pandu's curse. This extraordinary boon enabled her to bear children by summoning deities, ensuring that the royal lineage would not be extinguished. Through this divine intervention, Kunti bears 3 sons, Yudhishthira, Bhima, and Arjuna, each fathered by different deities, making them demigods with unique strengths and qualities. Later, with Pandu's approval, she shares the boon with his other wife, Madri. Madri, too, invokes the deities and bears twin sons, Nakula and Sahadeva, thus expanding the royal lineage further. These 5 sons, known collectively as the Pandavas, become central figures in the epic Mahabharata, each playing a pivotal role in the unfolding narrative. Another significant instance in the Mahabharata involves Vyasa, a revered sage and the author of the epic itself. His involvement in Niyoga further underscores the practice's importance in ancient Indian society. When Vichitravirya, the king of Hastinapura, dies childless, his mother Satyavati summons Vyasa to perform Niyoga with her widowed daughters-in-law Ambika and Ambalika. This act was crucial to ensure the continuation of the Kuru dynasty. This union results in the birth of Dhritarashtra and Pandu, who would go on to father the Kauravas and Pandavas, respectively, thus securing the future of the royal lineage. These examples from the Mahabharata illustrate how Niyoga was perceived and practiced in ancient India. It was a socially accepted solution to the problem of ensuring the continuation of a family line. Niyoga was not an uncommon practice, but rather an accepted solution to a specific problem, reflecting the societal norms and values of the time. The epic also highlights the paramount importance of lineage and the lengths to which people would go to ensure its continuation, showcasing the deep-rooted cultural emphasis on family and heritage in ancient Indian society. The importance placed on lineage and legacy in ancient India stemmed from a deep-rooted belief in the continuity of the family line. This belief was not just a cultural norm, but a fundamental aspect of their identity and societal structure. A son was not just a child, he represented the continuation of his father's lineage, carrying forward his name, legacy, and ancestral traditions. The son was seen as the torchbearer of the family's honor and responsibilities, ensuring that the family's values and customs were preserved for future generations. This cultural value placed immense pressure on couples to have sons. The societal expectation was so strong that the absence of a male child could lead to significant stress and anxiety within the family unit. The concept of lineage extended beyond the individual to encompass the entire family tree. Each member of the family was a link in a chain that connected the past, present, and future, creating a sense of continuity and belonging. Ancestors were revered, and their spirits were believed to depend on the performance of rituals and offerings by their descendants. These rituals were not merely ceremonial, but were considered essential for the well-being of the ancestors' spirits, and by extension, the family's prosperity. The absence of a male heir threatened this continuity, potentially leaving ancestors without anyone to perform these essential rites. This gap could lead to a perceived spiritual and social void, affecting the family's standing in the community. Furthermore, inheritance laws further emphasized the importance of a male heir. These laws were designed to ensure that property and wealth remained within the family, thereby maintaining its social and economic stability. Property and wealth were passed down through the male line, making a son essential for maintaining the family's social and economic standing. The male heir was seen as the guardian of the family's assets, responsible for their preservation and growth. Without a son, a man's wealth and property could be dispersed or claimed by distant relatives, diminishing his family's status. This dispersion could lead to a loss of influence and respect within the community, further exacerbating the family's challenges. This emphasis on lineage and legacy, while deeply ingrained in ancient Indian society, raises questions when viewed through a modern lens. Contemporary perspectives often challenge these traditional norms, advocating for a more inclusive and equitable approach to family and inheritance. Today, we might question the emphasis on male heirs and the pressure placed on couples to conform to these societal expectations. Modern values promote gender equality and the recognition of the contributions of all family members, regardless of gender. However, Understanding this context is crucial for comprehending why Niyoga emerged as a solution in ancient India. Niyoga was a practice that allowed for the continuation of the family line through alternative means, reflecting the society's adaptability and commitment to preserving lineage and legacy.